buddy of mine is having a housewarming party, and for a gift, I'm going to be making him a beer flight. So I came out here and I've selected some wood for this project. I've got some wingy, purple heart, walnut, and poplar. Now, before you get all judgy about me using poplar in a project that's not going to be painted, both of us are stationed here in Maryland right now, and the trees that both of these pieces came from grew here in Maryland, were cut here in Maryland, were milled here in Maryland. So these are going to be my two main pieces. The other two are just going to be for accents. And that way, forever he'll be able to take this with him and have a little piece of this duty station with him. So these are the woods that I've selected, and we're going to get started. Before we start cutting the strips we're going to need, I'm going to joint one face and then one edge. So if you watch my leaning shelf video, you know that I don't have a zero clearance insert for my table saw. And surprise, surprise, I still have not made one. And again, I'm running short on time. So I'm going to make one again. This is just a scrap piece that I have laying around the shop. I've got it set to the thickness that I want to cut my two accent pieces. And I'm just going to turn the saw on, and I'm going to slowly raise the blade up to where it comes up high enough to cut the pieces that I need. Now, I know a lot of you out there watching this saying that is very dangerous, and you're absolutely right, it is. As I was running these through the blade, I'm sandwiching this very thin piece in between the blade and the fence. That is very dangerous. However, if you've got a push stick that's got enough meat on the bottom that coincides with the exact thickness of the piece as it goes through, then you don't have that big of a concern. So as you can see, plenty of meat on the bottom of that to push the workpiece through the blade and still maintain positive control of the piece. You're right though, it's dangerous and don't do it. And a side note, isn't Wingy gorgeous? Here I'm setting up for the next two cuts, creating the left and right center pieces. I cut these at a 1/2 inch. Now it's time to cut the two outer pieces. Okay, this is what we've got so far. This is going to be the top. It's going to receive 4 holes, 3 inches in diameter. This is the base, and essentially it'll sit like so with the contrasting colors against one another. So that's the idea anyway. For this, all I did was just snuck up on the sides until I got the 45 degree that I wanted on each side. And I'm going to measure for the holes now. I know that I want them to be 3.5 inches on center from each other. So that's 3.5, 7, 10.5, and 14. What that'll result in with a 3 diameter hole is a 2-inch lip on either side and a 1/2 inch gap in between the holes. So now we know what the hole's going to be. Let's head over to the drill press. So this is what I've got so far. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it on camera, but the order of this is poplar and then walnut. That's Purple Heart in the very center. It'll turn more purple as time goes by, as UV light interacts with it. And then obviously we got walnut and poplar again. And here the only difference is in the middle is the wingy. And as time goes by, like I said, that Purple Heart in the middle will become more purple and it'll stand out a lot more. Okay, we're ready for glue up, but I want to be real careful that I don't get an awful lot of squeeze out because it's going to be difficult to get out of the cracks once I put the bottom on. So what I did was I measured everything up and I drew a line where just on the inside of where the bottom is going to set. So these lines will be completely covered by the base itself. So I'm just going to take some glue and I'm going to put it in the areas that I know will make for a strong joint but produce the least amount of squeeze out as possible. This doesn't have to be super strong. It's not going to be holding a whole lot of weight. I mean, 4 drinks is what, I don't know how much that is, but not a lot. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of glue, smooth it around, and clamp it up. I think that's good enough. All right, measure real quick. So first off, let me apologize about the lighting. I realize it's terrible. I'm working on that. I got the idea for this project from the Drunken Woodworker. I'll put a link to that video in the description below. But anyway, I had a really fun time on this project. I really like the way the contrasting colors came out. The Purple Heart's already starting to change, so it's starting to pop a lot more than it was when I first put it together. But Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time. I certainly did. And see you next time. Happy beach day.